Hey guys, happy Halloween to all fans of AC Milan, Italian football generally, and Celtic at sea. Hope you're well out there and keeping safe. I know a lot of people probably don't like it or think it's pagan. I don't know what I'm going to do about any trick or treaters, but I didn't buy any treats to give them. But anyway, I'd love to know what you think about Halloween. Do you hate it? Do you love it? Or are you somewhere in between or whatever? I'd love to know, as I say. And yeah, this is sort of take two in a way of AC Milan and Halloween because I tried it before, but it wasn't uploading properly. So I hope this time it's going to upload properly. And yeah, I hope it's going to behave itself kind of. For some reason. Anywho, so yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I don't know how much actual reacting I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to play the clip. I'm going to ask you what you think about it afterwards. But I'd love to know, just before I roll the video, if you have any ideas of how AC Milan can fundraise, or AC Milan or Italian teams generally can fundraise to buy the best possible players to bring in. Who would you like to see as a manager? Especially love to hear from AC Milan fans. Like, who would you like to see as a manager? Are you happy with Pioli, however you pronounce his name, or would you like to see someone else? Who would you like if you could pick anyone? If you could bring the money in, what if companies like Amazon, Alibaba, and other companies, Amstrad, Apple, even, and other companies that begin with A, invested into AC Milan, and brought in the best possible manager? If you could pick, if money was no object, who would you pick? I imagine it would probably be Pep, but I'd love to know what. If I could do an opinion poll, I'd love to. I don't really know how to do one, but if I could do an opinion poll, I'd love to know. Probably got to find out how to be more technically advanced to do like opinion polls. But I'd love to know, who would you pick as the manager, the coach, the coaching staff, and what players you'd like to see, like Mbappe, Haaland, players like that. Also in goal, defence, midfield, and up front, and stuff like that. And like, what ways do you think the club could be more attractive to potential investors, sponsors, and whatnot? And what ways do you think? Yeah, the club basically just make money, bring in that money, and what about the fans donating to the club? Like, even the ultras, like apparently the ultras confronted the players after a poor performance. What if the ultras or fans generally, like, there was no hooligan? Like, what if Italian football teams like AC Milan could get rid of hooliganism? Instead, put money into the club to buy even better players, and also to invest in the youth academies so that they can develop youth academies. And what if Milan fans didn't smoke or drink or take drugs or break the law or anything like that, but instead worked on how they could coach younger players and encourage younger players to have good diets and things like that, good diets be brought in and things like that? Who would you like to see maybe as a director of football? And also, how could we bring in the best possible manager, coaches, players, whatever other staff and scouting, whatever that could bring that fear into the opposition? Another thing is, I'd love to know what any facts or stats about the club, what the club means to you, what you love about the club, for instance, what it means to you, any nicknames that the club has, and how do you pronounce them in English, perhaps, and what they mean. I know you could sort of see that on Google, but maybe like a simple way of putting it for all possible people out there. And how would you recruit more fans to support AC Milan? And how can we build that great team to bring fear into the opposition, but also develop good young, especially Italian players? And how could Milan work with? How could the club work with migrants to help some of them to get into football, to bring some of the best possible, to help them to become some of the best possible players, which could bring fear into the opposition? Sticking to the theme of Halloween, and like also AC Milan's symbols like Il Diablo, the devil, and I often get this all mixed up, like black and red. I think some say like as dark as your fears, and as black as your as red as your fears, and as black as your nightmare, or something like that, nightmares or whatever. So I'd love to know what the symbols and slogans mean, and any facts and stats about the club. Basically, probably over elaborating, but yeah, maybe simplify, like any facts or stats about the club, what the nicknames are, what your favourite nicknames are for the club, again, what the club means to you, and things like that. What each word or sentence means to you about Milan and things like that. So As I say, I'd love to see that kind of thing, and your reaction to this specific video, and whether you would check out AC Milan, whether you would Google and check out on YouTube and support them on social media, support them on especially YouTube and TikTok and whatnot, and like give them views. And am I being naive to think that if so many people check them out on Google and YouTube, the club can make more money? And maybe that would encourage more investors to see that like it's trending. So many people love AC Milan, so and are passionate about it. So they want to invest in the club. So I'd love to see the club have many co-owners as well as all the town teams and Celtic as well. And what do you think of Celtic as well? Do you think AC Milan should have a relation with Celtic and also with the national team and politicians in Italy and the council? But anyway, enough of me waffling, I suppose. But yeah, I'd love to know any ideas you have, or what are the best ways you think the club could attract investment, sponsorship, and whatever money. Again, you think the fans could put money in? What is the most money that the club can legally get? I think that would be interesting to look into with financial fair play. Would the fans be allowed to put money in? How, if so, how much money would you put in if you could? Would you put in 10% or even more of your money into the club? That would be interesting to see from fans. Me personally, I'd put 20% of all my money into all the town teams, and also Celtic, to help them as much as possible if I had the money to do so. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, and again, I'd love to know what you think about this video and about the Milan YouTube channel, what they could do to improve their social media, what if anything they could do to improve their social media further, or any ideas you have for the club generally, and for me, maybe for my channel as well. And I was going to say I'm out then, but I'm going to stop waffling. Anyway, I'm going to play the video, hopefully, if I don't have any technical issues as I had earlier. This is kind of take two. Thank goodness. I think it's going to record. I hope. How to bring people together. A lot of time I like to watch the adverts as well, because I think that that could help the club to make more money as well. So I like to fundraise for the club.
Tiro di Calabria, andiamo supplementari, sono i riflessi che rimette in gioco il nuovo 7, il falso di testa di Colombo, c'è la spaventa. Gigio rimane tonico, rimane sereno dal coraggio ai suoi. Gol. Col rigore di Colombo. Gigio! Maracco, una sera ancora.
Boo. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'd love to know, say what you think. And again, as I said in sort of the beginning, at the intro, if you like, this is the outro, I suppose. What do you? What does Milan mean to you? What do the nicknames mean to you and stuff like that? And how do you think the club can attract more investment, bring in sponsors? Maybe get an expert in like the legal side of things, so like financial fair play, how to get in the most possible money legally, so it won't be like there won't be any sanctions on the club or anything like that. Are the fans allowed to donate? I'd love to know if anyone knows that. Like, are the fans allowed to donate to the club? Could the club get like Apple, Amazon, Alibaba, and others to invest into the club, and hopefully, again, bring in the best possible manager, coaching staff, scouts, players, and also invest in the youth academies, things like that. I think someone was saying Ancelotti's contract at Real Madrid is up, and I know he used to play for at the club, and he also used to manage the club. But what about if he came back? I think that would be quite interesting if he came back and probably passed on the skills and knowledge he's learned at his time at Real Madrid. So I'd love to know anything else that. I'm going to wrap this video up anyway because I think it's gone on long enough. And happy Halloween once again to Milan and Italian football fans and Celtic fans. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think about Milan and how do you think the club, as I say, could attract more fans for America, Asia, Africa, Ireland, all of Europe, Australasia, the Americas, Latin America, even those of the diaspora or whatever. How do you think Serie A itself could generally get more? I know Italian teams normally hate each other, or at least don't like each other, generally speaking. Some of them have like sort of allies with each other, but normally they don't like, or they hate each other. But I think the more money Serie A has, the more better Serie A does, the better teams like AC Milan itself will look. So I think that they should get on at least a little bit better, in my opinion. But I'd love for Anglo-Indians and other Eurasians to support Italian teams and Celtic, and also my fellow dyslexics and also members of the black community as well. I'd love to see what they could do for Italian football and Celtic as well. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like migrants, how can Milan work with migrants and refugees? Maybe even migrant and refugee agencies, as I say, to sort of get funding as well for football pitches and maybe help those migrants coming from overseas to become the best players they can be. As I say, maybe I'm being naive, but I love to give them views and, if I can, like the videos and watch their playlists and things like that, and also check out even the adverts, because I hope that helps the clubs to get more money, in this case AC Milan. But yeah, it'd be great to see what they could do to bring that fear into the opposition. So anyway, I am out. Peace and love.